joined with June Ko, Executive Director of InfoCommAsia. Thank you so much for joining us on Backstage Pass.
Thank you for having me. I'm very happy to be here.
Wonderful. Well, we're happy to have you. So InfoComm is coming to a close. What were your thoughts of this year's InfoComm here in Las Vegas?
It was so much energy. I just felt overwhelmed with so much energy from the industry, from the show, and from everything around me. So many new things to see at this show. It's just always exciting to be at InfoComm.
And how many times have you been to InfoComm?
This is actually my first time in U.S. And it's really in this InfoComm in U.S. I just never imagined it to be so large and so many new things to see. It was very exciting.
It's definitely
Great
massive.
first time.
Definitely massive. So I do want to talk to you, Ben, and I want to chat about InfoCommAsia. So for those who may not be so familiar with the show, tell us a little bit about it and how many years have we had InfoCommAsia?
So InfoCommAsia is a pretty new show. We've launched it in 2019. But it is an amazing show because it's been growing so much in the last couple of years. Although we had COVID in between, the show actually this year grew more than 40% in the size of the show floor.
Wow.
So that is quite significant for us this year.
Wow.
Does InfoCommAsia have a unique angle on the Asian market specifically?
Yeah, so InfoCommAsia is more geared to the Asia Pacific market. So although we have InfoComm China, which is in Beijing every year in April, and we also have InfoComm India, which is in September every year, InfoCommAsia really encompasses all of the countries and cultures and differences within the Asia Pacific region. As you all may know, we have a lot of different languages and different people that we cater to. And so being in Asia Pacific, we really need to have that one show that focuses on bringing these cultures together, being able to have a community and an event that allows people to really be able to ebb and flow together within the AV space. So we're really excited to bring that space to the Pro AV world.
That's great, and I know, I mean, you say sort of reflecting local cultures and making sure you bring it all together. I know when we had a show in Latin America many years ago that there was something there that we did specifically changing, like the show hours, for example, because it reflected the culture of the people. It was a later start and a later finish. Is that the kind of thing you mean? You're kind of trying to welcome all the cultures together and make sure it's inclusive for everybody that you're bringing together?
I'm smiling already because I would really like a later start to the day.
Don't we all?
Long days, very long days ahead of us. But in Asia, actually, the synergy there and the kind of feeling there is really about learning together. Mm-hmm. In Asia, we tend to really enjoy being in classrooms and learning.
Yeah.
We like our certificates, and we really like to actually learn from the best practices from different places and different regions and different cultures. So when we're looking at Asia Pacific, what the difference is between my other two shows, or even something that is more geared to the US market or the European market, in the Asia show, you can really see very different installations from our exhibitors and their SIs and people that they work with to make the same product just a little bit different in each country. Some regions, and in Asia Pacific, we have a really wide range of people that really know how to party and people that really like to learn. And so when we put all these people together, it becomes a little bit difficult. We have really quiet people that really enjoy being in our summit. And then we have our loud party goers that really know how to have long Indian weddings and celebrations. And so that's something that we love and we embrace. And I think that's what the Asia show is about. It's about embracing all these different kinds of people and cultures and how do we make all of this work. And a lot of them don't speak the same language. Yeah. And so what is our language? What I see for InfoCommAsia is that Pro AV is that language. They have their own technical language. It is the same across all of these different countries, and they also have the language of networking and meeting a new friend. Whether you're a very introverted person or an extroverted person or a mix of both, you really want to be able to go to a show for the purpose of at least meeting one friend, making one good connection, and that might be all you need in that one show. But at least you have a connection to the industry, you have someone that you can look forward to meeting to next year and really build on the relationship and have meaningful conversations together at our show.
Wow, that's amazing. What a great vision. I want to come to InfoCommAsia.
Absolutely. Now, generally speaking, how many attendees have been attending in the past?
So all three of our shows are very different, and in InfoComm Asia, the attendee range would be between about 7,000 to 9,000 range. It really ebbs and flows depending on the year, especially with COVID. We've definitely had different challenges within those times, but I would say around the 9,000 range.
Okay.
And this year, because of the expansion of the hall space, I think we're definitely going to go beyond that. Our exhibitors do a great job bringing a lot of their visitors to our show floor, and we have really good partners in the region. I think one of the main advantages of InfoComm Asia against some of the other shows that are in the region is that we do have a very strong relationship with governments in the region. So a lot of the government departments and government buyers are actually very interested to come to InfoComm shows, and we have a really strong brand and strong relationship with those government departments.
Excellent. And what kind of fun activities can attendees expect to see on the show floor at InfoComm Asia 2024?
Thanks for asking, Ben. This year we are looking at putting some immersive experiences. We realize that the show floor can be quite crazy sometimes. There's a lot of noise, a lot of music, and it's really wonderful. But as I mentioned, there are some people that enjoy quiet spaces. So we will be looking at putting together an immersive experience which allows the attendees to have a bit of a quiet space. And it will be a more relaxing, quiet space area. And throughout the day, we might also put in times where we have a mini concert in there, or we have drinks in that space. So it will be a very mixed use space, but definitely during the day to allow people to go in and feel relaxed, come out a little bit refreshed, and then understand spatial audio and spatial sound, and come back refreshed and look at different products that they would like to see on the show floor. The lounge is definitely something that we would like to invite and network in. We have a lot of different networking experiences there to ensure that you make that one good friend and just continue that friendship and love with the industry and community. Yeah.
Okay, now, so she said there's concerts there, so yeah, I really want to go. And maybe if that's something that we can incorporate, we got to talk to the powers that be for our InfoComm. So
let's do it. We'll make it happen.
Have that happen. So I understand that there's some unique partnerships that you guys have forged. Can you share a little bit about that?
Yeah, for the Pro AV space, we do realize that there's a lot of really great light and sound and really good displays that we have in the show floor. But what I have been looking at is some of the experiences really do need good content. And so when we looked at what kind of partners do we need to work with, we have great government partners and great marketing partners and whatnot. But TEA became really important to us this year because we started to forge a partnership where we could bring the creators, the dreamers, and those content designers to our show. And so starting from InfoComm in Beijing, and then now coming to InfoComm Asia and continuing the work with TEA in InfoComm India, it will be a continuous cycle of a full day of a full day of sessions that we can talk about how do we create storytelling, what is the art behind storytelling, but once you have the story and once you have the art, how do we actually show it to everyone? How does the world experience that art and that creativity? And so we're very excited to partner with TEA, those dreamers, creators, and crazy creative people in the world. And they are very, very good partners with us this time to help us with the content.
That's great. And TEA, that's the Themed Entertainment Association,
Correct,
right?
the Themed Entertainment Association. They are actually based out of here in the States, but they are also globally. They have different Asia Pacific boards and different kinds of people that are very experienced in Asia Pacific. And we've invited Stephen Cavett this time, who's an Emmy Award winner. He's worked on various projects in Asia, and they have a lot of different awards for that spatial sound and different kinds of experiences. So definitely we'll be inviting quite a few different great speakers that are just different to the space.
Absolutely. Well, we wish you all the best for that partnership at the next show, and of course all the best for the next InfoComm Asia 2024 show as well. And thank you very much indeed for joining us on this episode of Backstage Pass.
Thank you so much for having me. I really am very excited to meet with both of you this time.
Thank you.